Today's episode is all about revenge. First, we are going to look to avenge that 4-1 Roses Derby defeat that we had at the hands of Manchester United last season. And then we have some payback for Atalanta, who are coming to Ellen Road. Welcome back to Leeds United, Pride of Yorkshire. We are currently in the middle of Season 2. In yesterday's episode, we picked up a valuable win against Nottingham Forest in the EPL. We also managed to bash Rangers in the Europa League. In today's episode, as I've already said at the start, we're going to be facing off against Man U FC. We are also going to be in Europa League action against Atalanta. And as I said, we are looking for revenge against both of these teams. So let's have a little look at the schedule and show you what you've missed since you've been away. So since the Rangers game, we played West Ham in the league and we won that game 3-1. It was another game where we weren't really convincing at all. West Ham had most of the possession. Not possession, sorry. They had most of the chances. They had 17 shots, 7 on target. We, though, were clinical with what we did have. We had Sesko, Rafinha and Adeyemi on the score sheet. We also had Rafinha injured in this game. He missed 3 weeks. And we also had Bentancur sent off after 83 minutes. In the next game, we then played Luzern at Ellen Road. In this game, we rotated the team quite a lot, put out a pretty much second string team, and we had a 3-0 win after Frydek got himself sent off quite early. Daniel James got 2 and Ali Akman got the other goal in a pretty much one-sided game, 11 against 10. We then played Bournemouth in the league and had a disappointing game. We travelled down south. We only had a 1-1 draw. Went behind early to Depaoli, and then Adeyemi got the equaliser. We then couldn't make our pressure count in the second half. We only had 2 shots on target in that entire game. The board were on my case about that one. We then had an impressive game on the road at Leicester, where we went and won 3-0. Very impressive performance. We had 52% possession, 16 shots, 6 of those on target. We had goals from Tyler Adams, Karim Adeyemi, and a goal for Thiago Thomas. So the last game to recap on was in the Europa League, where we beat Luzern 2-0. We went abroad, had a very good game where we had 16 shots, 4 of those on target, a 1.53 XG. Only had 47% of the possession, but 2 goals from Harrison and Ahmed Hodzic made sure that we got another 3 points in the Europa League. So let's have a little look at the competitions. You can see from the Premier League, we are now sat in 7th place, 23 points, 5 points behind Brentford, who are in the Champions League places. That is pretty crazy. We do have a game in hand, though, on some of the teams above us. You can see that today's opponents, Man U FC, actually have 2 games in hand on league leaders Liverpool, and they are only a point behind. So we would like to give Liverpool a nice favour in the Roses Derby. In the Europa League, I don't know why I pressed that. Tells me all I need to know here. So we are top of our Europa League group with 9 points. Played 4, won 3, have a goal difference of 5, have 9 points. So all looking good on those 2 fronts, and hopefully we can continue our good run of form in all competitions when we face off against Manchester United. So let's not waste time about this one. Let's have a little look at the team lineup. Here we go then. So we are setting up in our familiar 4-2-3-1 formation, and for today's Roses Derby, we are going to trust our players to get us 3 points, and the lineup will be Meslier in goal, Firpo, Koch, Llorente and Adams as a back 4. We then have Phillips and Click in the middle, with Rafinha, Puig, Thomas as the attacking 3, and Sesko ahead of those, hopefully bagging some goals in this one. So let's find out how we fare in another Roses Derby. First action of the half comes after 28 minutes. We have a throw-in that Firpo plays to Puig. He gets it back and plays it to Phillips. He then passes it back to Koch. Takes his time before moving it on to Llorente. Out to Tyler Adams. Let's see what he will do with it. He's got Ronaldo for company. Crosses it in, and there is Sesko to head us into the lead. Brilliant cross from Tyler Adams. I wasn't sure about playing Tyler Adams as a right back, I have to admit, but he's growing into the role and he's playing some sensational football out there. Tyler Adams gets the cross. Poor Cristiano can't get the block. And there is Sesko ghosting him behind Maguire to head us into a 1-0 lead. A free kick then as Koch plays the ball forward. Rafinha with the ball over the top. It's too much on it though for Sesko. And De Gea throws it out to Varane. Williams is now going to start to build an attack and he passes the ball to Mbappe. Varane, they're knocking it about quite nicely here, but the pass is sloppy. Phillips picks it up. Thiago Thomas is going to be moving down the right hand side. Puig tries to find Sesko. The ball is not good enough though, and it's lumped forward where Koch deals with before Ronaldo. Rafinha then plays the ball over the top, and Sesko is in. For a minute, I thought the ball was going to drop into the net, and De Gea made a fantastic save. In at half time then, and it is 1-0. We are playing absolutely out of our skins. We have had 9 shots, 6 of them on target, and we have had 51% of the possession. I could not be happier with the way we have played in the first half. Let's hope we continue that form in the second. Goal kick then that Meslier plays to Koch, plays it to Firpo, who plays it to Rafinha. Goes all the way back to Koch though. Let's go forward here, lads. Koch picks the pass, finds Sesko, takes it in. He's going to play it over the top and try and find Thiago Thomas, but it's cut out by Brandon Williams. And then they're going to pass it around at the back as well. Williams starts to move the attack forward, finds Mbappe, who finds Ronaldo. He's then finding Freuler to Danilo. Somebody needs to try and take the ball off of them here as Sancho moves it. Firpo does get a tackle in, but the ball ends up with Ronaldo somehow. He crosses it all the way to the back post where Mbappe is standing there. Bruno Fernandes has a shot which gets deflected, and then somebody follows it up, and crazily it goes for a goal kick. With 61 minutes on the clock, we are going to try and make a few substitutions, and that's the first time in the series that's happened. A corner swung in. Cocker scored the goal, and we didn't even get to see it. So let's have a little look at this replay. Phillips is on the corner, swings it in near post. There is Koch to beat De Gea to give us a 2-0 lead. Right then, back to those substitutions I was about to make. So Rafinha is looking like he's struggling a bit, so he's going to make way for Daniel James. And I think we are going to bring Tyler Roberts on for Ricky Puig at the back. 91 minutes on the clock then, and Manchester United are now coming forward with an attack. They're getting a little bit desperate and throwing everything forward. The ball forward for Chiesa doesn't get there, and our defenders mop it up. Meslier lumps it forwards to absolutely nobody, which is a little bit questionable considering he could have took some time off the clock there. And instead, Donny van der Beek. Why are Manchester United players wearing black kits all of a sudden? There are 3 referees on the pitch, or don't know what's happened there. Something with the graphics is going wrong, but we're on the attack. Sesko tries to get on the ball, goes to Varane, and they deal with it. And this is going end to end now. I genuinely am a little bit put off by the kits, but Chiesa's in behind. Meslier with a stupid dive well before he took the shot, and they've hit the post. And now they're going to play the ball forward. Phillips deals with it. For some reason, we can't get on the ball, and Van der Beek, the kits are still wrong. Firpo with the pass. Phillips all the way back to Meslier. I'm genuinely confused at this point. This is the maddest end to a Roses derby that I could have ever seen, as Adams gives the ball away. Brandon Williams brings it forward back to Varane. Pogba lumps it up and over. Firpo deals with it. Sesko gets on it. Daniel James was almost away. Then McTominay pops up from nowhere to intercept the ball. Danilo to Maguire. This clip is going on forever. We're in the 93rd and 40 seconds now as they play the ball forward to Pogba. He gets into the penalty area. At this point now, we just need to get it away. The header comes in. It's in Mellier's hands. He just needs to hold the ball. Do not do anything with it. Just hold it. He kicks it forwards. And luckily for us, the full-time whistle goes. Absolute craziness at the end there. Don't know what was going on with the kits. I'm going to look at my graphics. Maybe the drivers had gone or need updating or something, but to see Man United players popping up looking like the referee was absolutely bizarre. But it's a 2-0 win. It's 3 points in the Premier League, and a team that turned up at Ellen Road on a hot streak of form we have turned over and we have done Leeds proud. So, looking at the stats, we have held our own here. 15 shots, 9 on target, 2 goals. Goals from Sesko and Koch giving us the 3 points that we were looking for. So that sets us up nicely. Part 1 of the revenge tour. The next part, Atalanta, are going to come to us. And hopefully we're going to do the same thing there too. After that impressive 2-0 win against Manchester United, we are on to part 2 of our revenge tour, and we are going to be playing against Atalanta at Ellen Road. And the lineup we are going to be putting out today is Meslier, Ferguson, Llorente, Ahmed Hodzic and Minaya at the back. Minaya's just back from an injury, so we're trying to bed him back in slowly. We've got Phillips and Bentancur in the middle with James, Puig and Harrison. Rafinha has a slight knock, so he misses out, and we are going to go with Sesko up top. So hopefully we're going to get another win, and we're going to teach Atalanta not to destroy us on the road. A throw in then, and Ferguson plays it to Ricky Puig, plays it all the way back to Llorente. He's going to try and burst forwards, gets it to Bentancur, back to Phillips. Ricky Puig's in the box, and he's hit the post. I don't think Ricky Puig has scored yet for Leeds, so that would have been nice to have given him his first goal there. Wasn't to be though. Throw-in then for Atalanta down by their corner flag, and the ball goes back to Romero. He takes his time just to play it forwards to Darun. Goes to Marla, back to Romero, and again he's juking and jiving on the ball, even though there's nobody closing him down. And a big long ball over the top to Muriel. Gets them in, plays it back to Ilicic, goes to Darun, Coop Miners, and a ball over the top to Ilicic. Has got him in. And between Meslier and Koch, I believe it is, they deal with that. But that ball over the top would have been a killer. And they've got another throw in here, even further by the corner flag. And they're going to play it out again as Marla brings it forwards. It plays back to Romero again. Palomino's got the ball now. And he's doing the juking and the driving this time, just kind of standing still. But their passes are effective, and they are managing to build themselves, move themselves up the pitch. And they play the ball over the top again. This time Llorente is wise to it. Gets it to Bentancur, to Ahmed Hodzic, who plays it out to Harrison. He then tries the ball forward, and it's overhit straight into the hands of Galini. So, ball played forwards by him, and Ilicic is in down the right. He cuts back, plays it to Marla. He turns, gets it back to Ilicic. Darun with the cross, and Muriel has the shot that's blocked, although he was actually offside. So, Meslier now to Llorente. We're on the stroke of half time, so a goal here would be nice. Llorente spreads the ball out to James. He plays it back to Ferguson, to Phillips. The ball over the top for Sesko. He's going to smash this into the net, but the referee's going to have a look at this. Straight away, you could see that they were looking at the line. Let's see what VAR makes of it. Hopefully we'll get awarded the goal. Goal disallowed. Seems that Sesko didn't time the run well enough. Calvin Phillips' ball was played. He's actually off quite a lot, isn't he? I mean, in fairness, the defender puts his hand up as well, so the hint was there. And that is the end of the action in the first half. So an even Steven game, really. Atalanta have had more of the ball, but in terms of shots and on target shots, we are roughly 50-50. So let's jump into the second half and see if we can't change that. Free kick then for Atalanta, and they play in. Ilicic has got a header up free, all on his own. Meslier didn't even need to deal with it, though, as it hit a defender. And Daniel James's pass is a bit of a strange one. He does find Sesko, though, and Sesko just runs it out of play. 73 minutes on the clock then. We are going to dive into the substitutions. Thiago Thomas is going to come on in place of Sesko, who I think needs a rest. We are also going to bring Jimmy Dunn on to give Llorente a rest. And Tyler Roberts can come on in place of Ricky Puig just for the last 17 minutes. The goal kick then as Galini lumps the ball forwards. It bounces and Ferguson lets it bounce. Plays it back to Meslier and plays it back to Ferguson. Dunn to Ferguson. He's going to bring the ball forwards. Plays it to Tyler Roberts with the ball over the top. It's misjudged. Thiago Thomas is in. Beats the goalkeeper, and then the defender out of nowhere gets a block in. We get a corner and not a 1-0 lead. And now Harrison is going to swing this in. He aims for the near post. It's dealt with, but Bentancur is going to get the ball back. Hopefully, he's going to swing it back into the box where everybody is waiting. That is what he does, and Tyler Roberts is there at the front post. Heads it over the bar. That's it then. Full time at Ellen Road. A 0-0 draw. Don't get many of them on the channel. We have had a lot of chances. We did turn up in the second half. We had 20 chances, 6 on target with a 2.15 XG. We ended up with no goals. Thomas had the big chance when he beat the keeper but couldn't beat the defender. And I'm quite pleased with the 0-0 draw. We went to Atalanta and got absolutely schooled. So to get a 0-0 draw here is progress. Pair that up with the first game, and I think this has been a brilliant episode. So let's jump back to the home screen and see where we are going to be coming back in the game. So a thrilling 2-0 win against Manchester United was followed up by a 0-0 draw against Atalanta. I have to say I was pleased with the performance in the first game. I was actually pleased with the performance in the second game too. I felt like we should have won the game though, and it's progress considering that at the start of the season we were playing some rubbish football, and the last couple of episodes we have really started to pick back up and click into where we were last season. So a little look at the schedule. Let's see where we can jump back into the game. So the next couple of games are Everton, then Rangers. We have Fulham, Wolves, Brentford. There is going to be a big drop off here. Obviously, after the Fulham game, the 2022 Winter World Cup kicks in, so there will be no fixtures for an entire month. And then I think we are going to come back probably after Christmas. Oh, we've got a run of 3 games that go Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool. I think I'm going to be tempted to come back for those games. Any 2 of those 3 games, I think we'll jump back in at. I think that's a good point where we can see how we get on against Fulham, Wolves, Brentford, Norwich, Newcastle. Apart from Newcastle, who've beaten us already this season, the other teams in that run I think are beatable. So we should see ourselves firmly in and around those European places for the entirety of this run. That then brings us to the end of another episode, and after a convincing 2-0 victory against Manchester United in the Roses derby, we followed it up with a 0-0 draw against an Atalanta team that were resolute. We had our chances, we probably should have won the game, but got a point to qualify from our Europa League group. I think we were already qualified. If not, we will anyway. So, if you're at this point of the video and you're still watching, please don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. Appreciate everybody who has done that across the past 8 months of doing YouTube. I appreciate everything that everybody has done to help the channel along the way. If you're one of those people though, I'm going to wrap it up. A big thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode when we face off against Chelsea, Man City or Liverpool. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.